Hey guys, it's Coach Gaglione here from GaglioneStrength.com. I got my friend Laurie on the line today. How's it going?
Hi.
We're in a CSA gym in Dublin, California, getting ready for a Reebok record breaker. So it's a pretty exciting weekend coming up. So I want to take the time to catch up with Laurie. So how you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Great. So actually met Laurie at Boston, She competed. So for the people watching that don't know who you are, just let them know who you are, where you're from, and what you've been doing right now.
My name's Laurie Smith. I've been probably working with Jesse for the last 3 years here at CSA.
Jesse Burdick.
Jesse Burdick, in case you don't know, but I think everybody knows Jesse. I've been powerlifting probably the last 3 years between 148 and 165 weight class. Just kind of depends.
Do anything else? Do a little coaching? You do some other stuff?
I do. I coach CrossFit out in Tracy, and I also have one 14-year-old girl that I coach in powerlifting. So
you just did the USAPL.
Yeah, she just did the USAPL World Nationals.
Did really well, which is great. So.
She did great. So yeah, very proud of her.
Awesome. Very cool. So tell the people watching a little bit about how you kind of got started into lifting and what ultimately led you to doing your first powerlifting meet.
I actually originally started in CrossFit because I wanted to do a lot more Olympic lifting. I thought it was fun, but it was a little hard on the body, but I just wasn't getting stronger. So I actually turned to Brandon Lilly and Corey Hayes. That was when the Cube first came out, and I thought the Cube method, yes. I wanted to get a little stronger, and so for like a year, Corey just worked with me on getting stronger, and I was still working on my Olympic lifting. So after about a year, I did an Olympic lifting meet, and I did great. I placed, and then I thought, well, I've been doing all this powerlifting. Why don't I try a powerlifting meet? So I ended up doing that, and then that was it. I never went back.
You got hooked.
I got hooked.
So would you say actually doing the first powerlifting meet was kind of like what made the deciding factor for you to stick with that over CrossFit, over weightlifting, and everything else?
It was easier on the body, plus I just like being strong. So for me, that was a big confidence builder.
Can you remember like a defining moment maybe where you're like, man, I really love lifting for strength. It's something I really want to pursue?
It was more competition with myself. So when I first started training with Corey, I think my bench was maybe 110 pounds.
Oh wow.
I could squat like 220 on a good day, and my deadlift was probably about the same, 220. And by the end of the year, my bench had gone up to like 155, and I was pulling almost 3. So for me, it was like, wow.
Seeing that progress.
Yeah. Where Olympic lifting, it's so hard. You work so hard for every kilo.
It could be off a little bit.
Exactly. And it's all technique, where with powerlifting, you just have to be strong.
Cool. And what are some of your, so that's kind of where you started. What's some of your best lifts like now?
My best lift at 165 was a 424 squat and deadlift. Yeah, they're the same. And a bench at 209. And then at 148, I recently did, I want to say 374. I can't remember what I did at Boss, this last one. I think it was like
high threes.
Yeah, 374, and then I benched 203.
Nice.
And deadlift was like 380. So with the weight cut, I did lose a lot on my.
Affects you a little bit.
Yeah, I lost like 100 pounds on my squat, but my bench was fine. It was really
traditionally
close.
That's not always the case, but cool. So I know you said you're kind of going back and forth between weight classes. I know that's kind of always like something on women's minds, like what weight they should be, what's the ideal weight. Sometimes even just a number on the scale kind of freaks them out.
Yeah.
Can you tell watching a little bit about that? Like, what's your kind of approach and advice to finding a weight class, like from a women's point of view?
Well, for me, it was because I started CrossFitting and all that. I was probably like 125 pounds, 135 pounds when I started. So gradually, as I started doing powerlifting, my weight has gone up because I built so much muscle. So it was kind of a struggle where I wanted to be 148, I wanted to be lighter, but I also love to eat.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
That's the struggle. That's always the struggle, right?
I was always telling Jesse, I'm going to drop back down to 148, and then I just really had no commitment to do it because the more I ate, the stronger I got. And then I got to a point where I was just really fat. I was sitting probably at 170, and I had to start cutting for meats where before I never had to cut. So I kind of had to make like a healthy choice, and now I sit about 158 where I feel good, I can move, but I'm still strong.
And if you want to do a meet 148, you can diet down to that.
I can diet down
walk in, go 165.
Exactly.
Worry about it.
But I like how I feel. I think I look good. I have curves. You know, I feel great.
Yeah, I think having a balance between health and performance is good, and I can kind of speak for myself. My first couple of meets were at 198 as a teenager. As you can see, not 198 anymore. Those days are long gone. And then I went, kind of like the Dave Tate, Jim Lundler, like advice, like just eat whatever you want. Like that was kind of like the advice that we got. This was like maybe 10 years ago when I was starting. So I went 220, 242. I skipped 275 and never even did a 275 meet. Got all the way up to super heavyweight. My deadlift actually got worse. And then I actually ended up going back down to 275. I had my best total to 75. And now I'm kind of working my way back up to down to 275 again. So I think it's important to have health and strength and performance. And you want to do this for a long time. When did you actually start powerlifting? At what age, and how long have you been doing it?
I'm 44 right now, so I've only been doing it like the last 3 years. So I literally started in my 40s.
Cool. And I think a lot of people are kind of afraid to start later in life. So you can see it, and
it's never too late to start, and you just start where you're at. You don't worry about how much you weigh, how strong you are. You just go out and do it.
Very cool. Have you ever had any setbacks or dealt with any adversity, and if so, how did you kind of overcome it, and so you can kind of keep moving forward?
You mean like injuries?
Maybe injuries, maybe bomb out, maybe.
I've bombed out twice.
So maybe tell the maybe the newer listeners, they don't know what a bomb out is, and how did you kind of overcome like not even getting any lifts in at a meet to doing a meet like Boss of Boston, which is super high level and things like that.
So like I said, I started at 148 weight class, and then I kind of went up to the 165. And then, every now and then I get this wild hair up my ass, like, oh, I'm going to drop back down to 148. So, of course, I do it, let's just say I do like 3 to 4, probably about 4 meets a year. So it was really about 10 to 12 week span where I dropped from 165 to 148. So obviously my strength went down, all my leverages were gone. And even though we thought we had lowered my openers enough to where I can make it, I still came meet day, I just bombed out on squats, and it's always my squats. So, and it's heartbreaking because you work so hard.
You spend all that time training and you don't even get a lift in. So
yeah.
And I bombed out twice, once on squats, once on bench. Both times in equipment. I never bombed out raw, knock on wood. So hopefully we'll keep that trend going. But
yeah. So after the first time I bombed out, I was like, oh my god, I need to go right back to 165, and that's when I ballooned right back up to like 170.
Kind of too far to the extreme.
Yeah, I went too extreme.
So, what advice can you give someone mentally, whether it's a bomb out, maybe they just have a bad meet? Because I know, like, sometimes with our lifters, there's a point where the newbie games are gone.
Yeah.
And there's a point where you may do a meet and you may not PR. I know it's crazy. Yeah. It doesn't mean you need to quit and be like, fuck this, I'm done. So what advice can you give people if they do have a setback, or even just a bad workout, maybe, what would you tell them?
Well, bad workouts are going to happen. I mean, you're not going to appreciate the good ones if you never had a bad workout.
Yin and yang, the black and white. Kind of the bad makes you appreciate the good. I love that.
Exactly.
And anything else, like as far as like mentally, how do you kind of push that behind you and kind of move forward?
You just learn from the experience. Like, I know not to make such a big cut. Obviously.
Right.
Train at that weight for a while so you know where your strength is at, your leverages and all that, and then you just keep moving on. I mean, there's always going to be another meet, so
I think that's the best advice, always be another meet. One thing that we recommend to our girls and our guys, you never want to go into a peaking cycle on a deficit. So if you can get to the body weight that you need to before the training cycle starts, whether you're doing a water cut or not, a lot of people think they need to diet down until the meet, and what ends up happening is you don't have enough fuel to hit those strength workouts you need. You're going to feel weak when you're trying to peak and when your body needs to perform at its highest level. That's when your body needs the fuel. So I know like Mark Belly talks about even maybe like being a little lighter and actually growing into the weight class during a peaking cycle, which is another strategy. So definitely great advice from Laurie. So If someone was on the fence of starting powerlifting or strength training in general, what advice would you give to them?
Do it. It's great just for the confidence. I mean, I love the way my body looks. I have muscles, I know that, and I love it. And I don't really care what anybody else thinks because, you know what, I can carry my own groceries all in one shot.
Not too shabby. You make one trip.
But it builds confidence, and you just feel, I think you end up feeling a lot better about yourself because you're always going to see some kind of gain where it's strength or, confidence.
Yeah, whether it's a rep here, a couple of pounds, how you look. And I think that a lot of people discount or don't emphasize the mental strength that you gain and the confidence getting stronger. I mean, it's anytime you hit like a little milestone or a little PR, I mean, it just turns your day around.
You feel fantastic, and you can't wait to hit the next one.
Very cool, awesome. So, if people are in your area, maybe they want to check out the CrossFit gym, maybe they want to check out Jesse's gym or your Instagram page. Where can they find more about you, and where can they follow you?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram as Lil Bulldogs, LILBULDOGZ. But I mean, I think if they come by CSA, Jesse loves to have new people come. If you want to hit up CrossFit, always drop in or give us a call, email, whatever.
So it's Combat Sports Academy. It's in Dublin, California. I know if I lived around here, this is where I'd be training, and it's a great gym. I mean, I got to work out with Jesse was actually a coach of mine for many years. Hit one of my best pound-for-pound squats, an 850 squat at 283. This was a couple of years ago, so one of my best squats ever under Jesse's coaching. So great coach, and Laurie's one of the products of the lovely Team Burdick over here. So very cool. So definitely check out the links below. Give Laurie a comment, show her some love, and we'll see you guys soon.
Oh, hello.
And
Hey, Jesse, say hello, Jess. We got the Burdick.
What are we doing?
So,
We're doing
have a little interview.
Oh, an interview?
Come say hi.
Hey!
So you can follow Jesse Burdick as well, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.